I want to start with Frankenstein.
Sure.
And obviously, I want to connect some of the movies
Yes.
with Frankenstein. We're not
Yes.
going to talk about all of your movies.
Yes. No, we
could.
last
We
time we
wouldn't have
talked a lot
time.
about Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we chose not to as much this time.
Yes.
So just to let the audience know that. But
Yeah.
we will talk about it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think so. But I wanted to talk about, you've talked about adapting this. This is your dream to do Frankenstein for so long.
Yes.
To adapt to Mary Shelley.
Yes.
And I do know the story of when you first saw the movie and then when you read the book. But other people may not know that story, may not know the origins of that and of your passion for this. This has been a passion project of Guillermo's since he was a child.
Yes.
And not to get too much into it, but you have done this and you feel a little bit postpartum.
Yes.
After.
Postpartum depression.
Yes.
Yes. I do.
But please, get into not just the reasons why you wanted to do this, but also part of the process of adapting and then
Yes.
how it feels to have finished.
Well, we'll start that. That'll take 3 hours.
Yeah, sorry, that was a very...
But the first time I saw the film, the James Whale, it was at age 7, and I think your pizza's here. And what happened is on Sundays we would go to church really early on at 8 a.m. and then the rest of the day we would watch movies at home in Channel 6 on TV. And that day after church I saw Boris Karloff cross the threshold and turn around. And to me that was religion. That was my church. I immediately felt that it was what my grandmother used to feel about Jesus, I now felt about Boris. And I saw myself in him. I was a very strange child at age 7, and I felt that he didn't belong in the world the same way I didn't belong in the world. But I was incredibly curious about the world. So, there's religious ecstasy, and I felt it that day. I felt it completely. I was really trembling. I was really moved by that image. You talk about resurrection of the flesh, immaculate conception, stigmata when you're a Catholic, and I felt very Catholic with Boris. I was like St. Paul on the road to Damascus. I was on the floor saying my moment has come. Then at age 11, I went to a supermarket, an expat supermarket on my bicycle, and I saw there was a paperback edition of the Mary Shelley novel, and I read it in one sitting, one day. I read it all, and I felt two things. I felt I had read the best book in the world ever. At age 11, all those questions were in me, but I couldn't name them. I felt them, but I couldn't name them. And little did I know that they had been written by somebody that was 7 years older than me when I was 11. It was written with the same urgency. And I felt also I was already making Super 8 movies at age 8. So I felt, I'm going to make this movie, because that's not the movie I saw. And I wanted to tell the story of the creature, the religious undertones, the philosophical undertones in the novel. And it took me 50 years to get enough Super 8 film to make it finally. And yes, I mean, there's two things to that. One is an adaptation that is very intertextual, meaning I not only adapt the 1818 text, which is my favorite. Yeah. There's 3 editions, 1823, 1831, 1818. The second one is prompted by the father of Mary, after concurrent to the play that becomes very successful in 1823, and he prints about 500 copies of the book to sell with the play. The third one is one that Mary revises, and it becomes a little more coy. I don't like that. I like the 1818 version, which is a lot more savage and undisciplined and more, I think, close to the gut. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you to Kim for the great questions, the great companionship in this adventure. Thank you.